Hey guys, Mike here with my very first Ask a Judge episode. First question is from Tyler Lawrence. Hello Mikey, nice to see a new face on the channel. I would like to give you a scenario I encountered during a tournament and have you answer the question about it. Player 1 used Volcanion EX and attacked with volcanic heat. During the player's next turn, he proceeded to use Ninja Boy on Volcanion EX and bring out the dual ability Entei from Ancient Origins. Then he attacked with Entei to knock out player 2's active Pokemon. My question is, can player 1 attack player 2's active Pokemon by using Ninja Boy on his Volcanion EX that attacked the previous turn? First, we're going to look at Volcanion EX. Volcanion EX says Volcanic Heat. It does 130. This Pokemon cannot attack during your next turn. Alright, now we're going to read Ninja Boy. Choose one of your basic Pokemon in play, search your deck for a basic Pokemon, and switch it with that Pokemon. And any attached cards, damage counters, special conditions, turns in play, and any other effects remain on the new Pokemon. Shuffle the first Pokemon into your deck. Alright, so the interaction with that would be when the Ninja Boy was played, you searched your deck and got the Entei. All effects from the Volcanion will stay on that Entei. So that means that Entei wouldn't be able to attack during that turn. So that play that was made was a legal play. My second question is from Andrew Showalter. Hey Mikey, glad to see you starting this series. I'm someone who recently got back into the game after a very long absence, left after Jungle way back in the day. I've been really interested in becoming a professor for the TCG and wanted to know, what's your thoughts on the best resources to study for the first test? Got you on this question. If you go to pokegym.net, there are some great resources. On the right hand side, there's links that says Compendium. Compendium is our rules guidelines. You can study those for the test. That is a great resource. And we also have, if you go to Pokemon.com and make a Pokemon account, you can actually look at the rules and resources page, and that has the rules booklet. I think those will be great resources to help you study for that first test. My next question is from X-Blade Does Stuff. Are you Sonic? That's an interesting question. Well, Sonic isn't a Pokemon, but if I had to think of a Pokemon, I would say I'll probably be a Shaman. Shaman's a hedgehog. Yeah, I'm a Shaman. My next question is from Next Destination Pokemon Cards. It's nice to meet you, Mike. My question is, how do I enter/go to a cities tournament? Good question. Cities no longer exist. Cities is being replaced with a different tournament. Cities championships will now be known as League Cup events. Participating hobby stores will be eligible to host one League Cup per quarter, giving Pokemon TCG players more opportunities to play in their local area. The championship point structures for the top finishers at League Cups will remain the same as the former city championships. Alright? And hopefully we'll have details on those tournaments soon. My next question is from the Mexican Buddha. Love the name. Hey, I've got a few questions. I'm pretty new to the game. I understand the rules of how to play, but where can I find the rules that cover tournaments? Like the MTR or the IPG if you're familiar with competitive Magic, which I'm not really. So I asked a few of my friends and they filled me in. And so basically there are penalty guidelines and our compendium. I answered that question a little bit ago. So you'll find them on Pokemon.com's rules and resources, and you'll be able to find the compendium on Pokegym.net and click the compendium black and white version. He asked multiple questions. So his second question is, how can we start a league in my store? I'm a competitive level Magic judge, so I'm very familiar with how to run a tournament in general. But as I understand, League is more than just a weekly event, which we already run. But I don't know how different other than being a different game. Well, a league is a weekly event where kids come, or whoever comes, your Pokemon players come, to play, trade, and earn Pokemon swag stuff. They give out special promo cards, and they give out special gym like keychains right now. Like you can earn those keychains. The third question is, if we do get a league running in my store, do we have a single professor tied to it, or can we draw from a pool of people? I've gotten a few answers from people in my local community, and it seems like none of them are really sure on how that works. Thanks for any answers you can help with. Alright, now when you start a league, you have a league owner, and then you can have your league leaders. You can have up to 3 league leaders. And all those people are there to help you and help support the game. So they're there to be role models for the kids, and they're there to help the kids with any of their deck issues, trading issues. Just make sure that the league is running smoothly and that they're having a great time. Hopefully that answered your question. My next question is from PMitch23. I'm pretty new to the TCG. Is there a banned/restricted list? How does the standard rotation compare to the contrast to MTG, which is Magic the Gathering? Technically, there is a ban list, but there's only 2 cards, and they're both in expanded. We have the Shiftry from Next Destinies, and the Lysander's Trump card, which is from Phantom Forces. Now, the way that rotation works is, right now, it seems like every year they rotate out a few sets. And they throw it into expanded, which expanded runs from black and white to current. And our standard format right now is Primal Clash to current. Hopefully that helps. Normally they just do 1 rotation a year. My next question is from Pascal Deck. Is it true that dice have to be translucent in order to play competitively to avoid dice weighting? Yes, dice have to be translucent or clear. Pokemon implemented that rule back in 2009, I believe, to avoid those kind of issues with weighting. Our next question is from Primetime Games. Hey there, Mike. Nice to meet you. So with regionals coming up, it will be my first time going to a tournament and was wondering, what should I bring/expect? First, you're going to need a 60 card deck, and depending on if the format is standard is from Primal Clash to current, or if it's expanded, which is from black and white to current. Alright, then you're going to need a deck list like this. Alright, you're going to fill this deck list out and you're going to turn it in. There's online deck lists. You can find them at Pokemon.com and Pokegym.net. Also, you're going to need randomizer, damage counters, and a poison and burn counter. Alright? And what to expect? A long day. Regional tournaments are actually larger than they've ever been. So just expect to be there all day. Make sure you probably pack snacks, because a lot of regionals aren't having lunch breaks. So make sure you pack a snack, pack some food, light lunch, maybe dinner. Alright? And just prepare yourself to have a great time and a lot of fun. My next question is from Davis Harding. Haven't been to a tournament yet? I have an expanded deck. How can I find the league? You go to Pokemon.com, and over on the right hand side, you'll see attend an event. You'll click that link, and then you can search your area for any local leagues. My last question is from GDC member. What is the weirdest ruling or weirdest player that you've had to make a ruling for? Alright. I have a pretty weird situation. It's really funny and really cute. So, I was judging for juniors at a state, and hands go up. I walk over, and there's 2 kids, and they're playing each other, and they have no decks in front of them. And they're like, Judge, what do we do? And I'm like, where's your decks? They're like, they're both discarded. I'm like, oh, okay. So they were playing a deck. Both of them were playing a deck that had Durant in it. Durant has an attack called Devour, which it discards the top cards of your opponent's deck for however many Durants you have in play. So if you have 4, they're discarding 4 cards a turn. So apparently they're both playing each other and they both deck each other. And they don't understand how the game is resolved. So I sit there and I ask them, well, whose turn is it? And they're like, it's my turn. And I'm like, okay. So last turn you had cards in your deck? He's like, no. They said it's been a while since they had cards in their deck. They were just sitting there playing cards out of their hand and passing. So turns went by and I had to actually rewind the game, try to rewind the game to figure out who actually won the game. It actually didn't matter because the kids were in the juniors and they were at the very bottom table. So they were just playing for fun, but they were having a great time. So we ended up rewinding it, figuring out, after taking them back a couple steps, on figuring out who actually won the game. But I've never seen anything like it before. It was hilarious. Thanks guys for all those great questions. If your question didn't get featured, I'm going to try and answer a lot of those questions in the comments from my previous video. So hopefully I get to you guys. Also, don't forget to comment more questions on this video so I can make sure we get ready for this next up and coming Ask a Judge video. Thanks for watching. I'm Mike.